How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right into it. So, lately on the Facebook forums, Facebook groups, whatever you want to call them, I've been seeing a lot of people asking how to swap from the stock TTR 110 carb to the stock Klx 110 carb, because obviously a lot of people have issues with their stock TTR carbs, or they just want to upgrade for better performance reasons and whatnot. So I'm going to go ahead and show you. I know there's one video out there that some guy did, and it's not the greatest, but props to him, without a doubt, for at least giving people like the gist of what to do. But I'm going to try to go more into depth of what I did in order for it to work. So I'm going to go ahead and show you. As you can see here, I already have it done on this bike. So I'm going to go ahead and take it apart and take it off and show you just step by step how I did it, just because like I might as well put a video out there so that way people could, you know, go to it for reference pretty much. But yeah, as you can see, you know, it's a single throttle cable. And this is actually, I still am using the stock air box and stock air tube. I mean, don't get me wrong, wouldn't be my first choice, and it's a pain in the ass to get on there, but it works. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this apart, and then I'll do a comparison of what the stock one looks like and what you have to do and whatnot, and go over what I did pretty much. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to that right now. All right, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and just give you a rundown of what you guys need to get the swap done. So first things first, obviously, you need the Klx Carb, okay? You need the carb, you need the throttle tube, throttle cable, and that's pretty much it when it comes to those supplies. But to get it complete, what I used was a drill and a 1/4-inch drill bit and a vise of some sort to hold it. Or if you really want, you could honestly probably just do it on your bike. It'll probably just take a little longer. But these are just what you need to get it done of how I got it done. You could do it different, but it's just how I got it done. All right, so I'm going to assume that if you're doing this, you've taken your carb off, or you know how, or you're capable of doing it. But I'm just going to show you anyways, just in case. So you're going to remove these two Allens. If you see, there's one right here and one right there. And then, well, clearly that's not the correct carb. So this is a stock carb, but then you're going to pull off your fuel line, and then you're going to have to somehow weasel these through. I just pulled these out of the throttle housing and then yanked them through the bars because they're a pain in the ass. And if not, you're gonna have to take this apart and undo them from the inside. And then you're gonna undo the clamp that clamps on your air hose, you know, that little clamp. You're gonna undo that, pull that off, and then it'll come right off. It's just dangling there. Oh, and then you're gonna have to unplug, I guess it's a little, basically it's like not a hot start, but it's basically like a little heater is what that is. That's what those little plugs are. But yeah, unplug those, pull it off, and you have this stupid stock carb off. All right, so got it off. I just took the whole air box off because I didn't feel like messing with the air tube, because honestly, it takes a little finessing to get it on there, because the Klx carb is a little bit bigger than the TTR 110 carb. So it definitely takes a little bit of finessing to get on there. But anyways, here they are, side by side. You can see there's a little bit of a difference. I'll show you why. See, so this is a little spacer that's off the Klx, okay? And if you look, it doesn't line up, you know what I mean? So the stock one, it won't work. If you look, the stock intake manifold is too small, right? You know, holes are too narrow. So what you have to do is you have to wallow out the holes a little bit. You see that? Don't worry, that doesn't come stock like that, I promise you. So what I do, put in my little vise right here. Let me go ahead and show you. I mean, obviously I'm not gonna do it. I already did it once, but I'll give you the gist of what I did. So I'm gonna show you what I do. A lot of people will notch these like completely out 100%, you know, like literally completely notch them out. But for some reason, I don't like doing that. I like leaving at least a little something for it to keep it in there. I don't know. It's just my own thing. You don't have to do that. You could completely notch out one of the sides if that's how you like to do it. Because you could just notch out one, like either both sides or one side, and it'll probably be just as fine. But that's not what I do. So I go ahead, I just grab one of my drill bits. I believe I use a 1/4 inch. That looks to be about right. And then I just put in my drill and I just went down and I just slowly worked over onto the side. Like literally, yeah, I know it's probably easier to just notch it. But again, that's not what I did. I just slowly crept it this way and then went back and forth, worked it back and forth, and it ended up, you know, opening out the holes where it needs to go. And now it fits. So, yeah, let me show you what I'm talking about. 1 second. All right, so, you know, now you walled out your holes, right? You know, made them a little bit better, a little bit bigger just so they fit. So then you go ahead, you're gonna take the Klx spacer, okay? The Klx spacer. And you're gonna, you know, put it on there, all right? Don't go O-ring to O-ring, okay? You just don't. Then you get this. You take one of your screws, okay? You get your screws. You're gonna put it on there. And then you don't tighten the one. You just barely snug it on there. All right, you snug it on there. So that way you have a little bit of wiggle room for this one. Just like that. Now it fits. Like obviously it's gonna take a little bit. You're gonna think you have it open enough. You're gonna go to put it on and guess what? It's not gonna fit. So it's gonna be trial and error. I mean, I can't tell you exactly how much I opened it up. I just don't know. If anything, just go ahead and measure. And if it feels like you got there off your measurement, then you're probably there. But what I did, I just kept inching out a little by little and then put it on there. Like I even thought I had enough, put the intake on the bike and realized it wasn't enough, and I had to drill it out while it was on the bike just because I didn't want to take it off. But that's pretty much how it goes. You'll have this and like there, that's it. Throw it back on the bike, and you're done. Oh, also, you're gonna, if you plan on using the stock air box and stock, you know, tube, you're gonna have to cut this little tab that comes off. Usually that little metal piece that's right there goes down about 1 inch more and you're gonna have to cut it off. So just so you know, also also the choke is most likely gonna hit on it. So don't plan on using your choke too much unless somehow there's a fix for that and I haven't figured it out yet. But with this carb, it doesn't really need the choke ever. Honestly, I just give it a little bit of gas if it needs it, and that's it. But I'm gonna go ahead and throw this back on the bike, and yeah, that's about it. If you have any questions about it, like I know I was super straight to the point. Sorry if I missed any details, but if you have any questions, leave a comment. You could always DM me on Instagram too, at Pit Bike Collective. It's that easy. I usually get back to you guys pretty fast. If I don't, send me a question mark, or I don't know, just hit me up again. But yeah, hope that helps. Again, I saw a lot of people asking for a video about it, and there was only one, and I wanted just to go into a little bit more detail about it. So I hope this really helped you guys. And again, hope you enjoyed. Comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and yeah, that's about it. So peace out, guys. Real quick before I forget, I know I'm probably going to get some questions on what jets to run. This bike's actually bone stock, and it is running perfectly fine with the stock Klx jets, like the stock ones that come in the carb. I didn't have to swap anything at all, and I'm pretty sure it's a 78/40 or it's a 80/40. It's one of those, and it's running just fine in there. I know my buddy's big bore TTR, I had to run a 100 main and a 40 pilot, I believe. But if I was you, I would just be safe and head over to Factory Mini Bikes and grab a jet kit with different jets, so that way if it is different, at least you have them on hand. But anywhere from, like I said, 78 to like 85 is going to be your sweet spot if you're stock. Of course, depending on sea level, depending on freaking temperature, this and that. But stock jetting is working fine in this stock bike. All right, just putting that out there because I know some of you guys are going to have questions about that. So yeah, just wanted to go ahead and cover that.